Hello everyone, my name is Star Wars Boy, how are you? And welcome back to the channel for a brand new video. Now today we're going to be doing a Q&A as in honor of us hitting 3,000 subscribers. I asked you guys to send in some of your questions and I'll be answering all of them today right here, right now. Before we start the video, I do have a few things to say. I have an Instagram and a Discord server. Both links will be in the description. Consider following me and consider joining me if you want to talk about Battlefront or YouTube or something like that. Second, I have expanded the channel memberships to 2 tiers instead of 1. So if what you see looks interesting, be sure to check out exclusive perks that the channel members receive. So without further ado, let's get into your questions. The first question comes from Gayushi, who gave me a pretty interesting math equation to solve. X to the power of 2 minus 138x plus 1761 equals 0. What does x equal? I'm going to let you do that on your paper right now, but all I'm going to say is nice. My boy The Apprentice asks, what's your favorite part about doing YouTube or making videos? Now, for videos, I honestly, the main thing making me do videos is just helping other people out. I remember when I was a kid and I was, looking up how to be better at certain games or how to do stuff in certain games, I would see those names constantly pop up. I forgot them now, but they made such good videos on just how to help out newer players. And the fact that I'm doing that for other people and a lot of other people are doing that for each other, that's just what makes me want to do YouTube, And obviously interacting with the community, seeing, same people comment on every single one of my videos, always here, talking with other YouTubers who upload the same things as me. That all just, makes me want to do this, Trandosian Tim asks, have you ever changed your mind about some of your rankings? Absolutely, 100%. 2 of them instantly come to mind. The first one is my ranking of heroes. I believe I put Bosk somewhere at 16, and I put Lando, Han, and Aiden all above Bosk. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I smoked before that video, but I had no idea what I was talking about. Bosk is easily a top 12 hero. I apologize for giving Vorpal a mental breakdown, but that ranking still haunts me to this day because I'm not gonna redo that video just to change up, just to change up one hero. And the second ranking would be how I ranked the reinforcements. I put the Death Trooper first, and again, I don't know what I was thinking because the Sith Trooper is easily first, and Jet Trooper, I also showed some disrespect to the First Order Jet Trooper. I think I put him pretty low, but both of them are easily top 5 reinforcements, so I put the Death Trooper first instead. Again, those are just, I'm gonna have to make a comment pinning that, saying that what my updated rankings are, because I'm not making another half an hour video just to change up a few spots. Did you read the Darth Vader comics or any other Star Wars comics? The last comic I read from Star Wars was probably around 4 years ago. It was the Marvel one where Darth Vader hires Boba Fett to find out Luke Skywalker's name. I absolutely love that comic. I'm going to have to give it a reread because it was awesome. I haven't actually read any of the Darth Vader comics that came out in recent time, but I'm going to have to pick them up because I've heard that they're pretty good. Who would you say is the most overrated hero and the most underrated hero? That is a great question. In terms of most overrated hero, I'm just going to go ahead and say every single lightsaber hero is incredibly overrated, and every single blaster character is underrated. The reason I say that is because usually when I play Battlefront 2 now, everyone chooses a lightsaber character because it's just a massive advantage. You have a lightsaber, you can pretty much one-hit people from the back. Why would you not choose that? So you end up having these Galactic Assault games where people just run lightsaber characters all the time. They run lightsabers like Vader, Luke, and Palpatine. Well, Palpatine's not really a lightsaber character, but you get the point. And they never really run blaster characters at all. I don't even see many people playing Bosk in Galactic Assault. That's why I'm going to say that blaster characters are severely underrated. I've actually been playing as blaster heroes quite often right now. I've been playing Bosk and Phasma and Galactic Assault, and I've been playing Lando a bit on the light side. But yeah, I would say blaster characters are severely underrated because, they can do really well. Lando's Sharp Shot just absolutely clears on Geonosis. Bosk can take an objective all on his own. Like, they're amazing. There are some amazing heroes right there that no one uses. What inspires you to make YouTube videos, and what's your favorite Star Wars movie? Now, a lot of people actually asked about my Star Wars movies, so I'm going to answer that question later. But in terms of the YouTube videos, I kind of already addressed it, but again, just helping other people out on a game, because especially, I remember when I was struggling when Battlefront first came out. I believe the first ever video I looked up was how to get credits fast, because Vader was around, I think, 15,000 credits when I started playing the game, so I wanted to play him so badly. Kept looking up tutorials, how to get credits fast, how to get better and get credits. And there were so many YouTubers that helped me that I would just love. The fact that I'm doing that for other people just makes me like want to make videos. Is there anything you want from Battlefront 1 to be a part of Battlefront 2? And how would you rank the 5 Clone Wars maps in Supremacy? I made a video entirely on what I want from Battlefront 2015 to be in Battlefront 2. But to make it short, if I could only add a few things, I would add private matches, Scarif, and Bespin. Those three are like, I would have no needs to play Battlefront 2015 if those were added. I guess you could add like blasters, because there are some really awesome guns from Battlefront 2015. But man, Scarif and Bespin were absolutely amazing. It's a shame that they weren't added. And the 5 Clone Wars maps in Supremacy. So, first place definitely has to go to Camino. Other than the ledge kills, Camino is probably the most balanced map. I mean, it's the one map with no vehicles in the Republic, so that's a big plus right there. And I just generally have fun on Camino. I don't know. It might be nostalgia because I started playing after I took my break of Battlefront. I started playing when the Siege of Camino update came out, so I played a ton of Camino. But I don't know, I just love Camino. I think that's one of the best maps in the game. And Geonosis would probably be second. I know some people hate Geonosis, but I absolutely love it. If Camino or Geonosis ever comes up, I will always like play them. Even if the match is about to end, I'll always play them through because those maps are just amazing. And then probably, what else is there? There's Kashyyyk and there's Felucia and Naboo. I'm gonna have to say that I really like Felucia, mainly just because of how it looks. I'm not a fan of the play style of the map, but I'll play it because it's absolutely incredible to see the view. And then Naboo is second last, as it's pretty much just a downgrade for me of Galactic Assault Naboo. Like, pretty much nothing changes at all. And then last probably has to be Kashyyyk, because that map just feels way too big. Kashyyyk gets a lot of hate. I don't understand it for Galactic Assault, but I definitely understand it in Supremacy, because Kashyyyk's Supremacy just doesn't feel right. The Last Star Wars asks, how do you feel about the lack of Star Wars games announced at E3? All I'm going to say, man, is that the future of the channel completely relies on EA Play, because I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this, honestly, if there's no Star Wars game announced. I have little hope that, I always pray that Battlefront 3 will be announced, but realistically, I don't think it will. I think, like, if we're going to get a Star Wars game, it's going to be the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. But man, if we come out of EA Play with no Star Wars game, or come out of it with like some mobile game, then I'm gonna seriously think about doing other games on this channel, like Fallen Order or Lego Star Wars, because man, Battlefront is in the worst state it's ever been. The players are upset, the content creators are upset, and fans of the franchise are also upset because there's been no news on any Star Wars games at all. I mean, EA said they're doubling down on Star Wars games. When? I've never seen that. And again, I don't even expect to see like gameplay footage for anything during EA Play. All Star Wars fans need to have hope is for EA to just drop the logo of Battlefront 3. That sounds very unrealistic, but if they just said after Battlefield 6 comes out, we're going to start working on Battlefront 3, I would be completely on board. That would just give us the news that we needed, that Battlefront 3 is going to be in development. I don't care about a release date. If they announced that it was going to be released this November, I honestly wouldn't even buy the game because I knew that it would be terrible. But all they need to do is just tell us they have a plan, because right now we have no news on any games whatsoever. And they're sitting on a gold mine. They have Battlefront. They have the rights to Battlefront. That is arguably the most popular Star Wars game you can buy, you can make, you can play. So, again, EA Play, I'm going to have a lot of hope. But if nothing comes out of EA Play, I'm just going to be completely disappointed. If you could remove one thing from Battlefront 2, what would it be? Retribution. Didn't even have to think about it. Khaled asks, what's the most thing you hate and love in Battlefront 2? The thing I hate most is probably people that abuse overpowered ass things. So people that run heavy with explosive shot, people that use the flash pistol, people that use ATSTs, people that Starfighter strafe run, you know, people that target other heroes for absolutely no reason, you know, or Palpatines that just will chase you down from one point of the map to the other. Those are the kind of things that I absolutely can't stand in Battlefront. But in terms of what I love, the voice lines are absolutely amazing. Like, the hero banter is so fun. I love it. The maps look amazing. The heroes play really well. I like how they're all really unique. You know, in Battlefront 2 2005, I remember playing that game, and pretty much all the heroes had the same abilities. Like, they either had force pull or force push. Then they had a lightsaber throw, they had force jump, you know, and they were fun, but like, they were all pretty much the same. Like, in this game, they're all completely different. So that's another thing I love. And cross-era play. Like, cross-era heroes is the reason why if they added cross-era heroes to Supremacy, I would be playing that game all the time. But it's one of the reasons why I love Galactic Assault. You can choose Kylo Ren on Naboo, you know, Vader on Starkiller Base. It's just good fun. Like, I love cross-era heroes. Just another inclusion that makes the game so much more fun for me. Billy Gates asks, what's your idea of the perfect Battlefront 3? So, honestly, EA has a lot to do when they're making Battlefront 3, which is why I do not want it released in the next year. Because if they release this big of a game with the expectations that people want, then the game is going to be terrible if it's released next year. For this game to be launched successfully, they need to include the content of the last two games. So Battlefront 2015 and Battlefront 2. They need to include stuff that wasn't in this game, plus they need to offer more content down the line, which is going to be pretty hard for them. But honestly, I can see it happening. Like, they need to add Cad Bane, they need to add Ahsoka, they need to add Padme, but they can't add too many heroes at launch to the point where there's no one else to add. I would love to see ground-to-space combat. I think that would be pretty cool to see. But I definitely think they need to nerf the XP game. That is one thing that came up in one of those fake leaks, and I do think it needs to happen because co-op is seriously overpowered for leveling up. Now, levels don't mean shit anymore. I remember back in the day, I would see a level 300 Vader, and I would leave the game because back then, levels were gained either in HVV or Galactic Assault. You had a high level that was completely through versing real people. Now, you can level up, like, I've leveled up 20 times a match with Boss. So, levels really don't mean anything. But yeah, that's just a few of the things that Battlefront 3 needs to have in order to be a good game. What character did you have the hardest time learning? Probably ObiWan Kenobi, being completely honest, because his playstyle is so different compared to, you know, Vader, Grievous, and Luke. And those were all my mains. Vader, Grievous, Luke, and Rey were all my mains. And they're all pretty offensive. So when I tried playing Obi-Wan, he was so hard because he's a mainly defensive character. And I just couldn't find, like, a right way to play him. So I ended up playing him for the most time, actually. Just trying to get better with him. And I eventually did in Galactic Assault. I'm pretty decent with him. Still getting the hang of him in HVV though. But man, he was hard to use because I wasn't used to, like, mainly blocking. Because with Grievous, it's complete opposite. You almost never block with Grievous. But with Obi-Wan, your blocking is pretty much your best friend. Using that block and defensive rush, that's going to be the main two things you're going to be using while playing Obi-Wan. If you could add any character to Battlefront 3, who would it be? Now, in terms of lightsaber characters, easily Ahsoka. She would have 2 lightsabers, she would be pretty fast, and a bunch of skins to choose from and a bunch of lightsabers. And in terms of blaster characters, it would be either Thrawn or Jango Fett. because those two would be absolutely so much fun. I would love to play Thrawn in a Battlefront game. That would be so fun. Golden asks, what is a little hot take or unpopular opinion of Star Wars? Alright, so I know this one is going to upset a few people, but I want to clarify what I mean by this. So, in terms of actual storyline, the prequels are probably the best Star Wars. If you want like action, if you want an amazing story, if you just want the representation of the franchise, the prequels is where you're gonna go. But in terms of movies, they're easily the worst. And I know a lot of people are gonna be upset about that, but that's how I feel about it. I think The Phantom Menace is a pretty bad movie. Again, I'll still watch the prequels all the time, but I think actually like all three of them are pretty bad by a film standpoint. Like a lot of people saying, oh, the sequels are worse than the prequels. It depends how you look at it. Like if you look at the stories, that's absolutely true. A lot of people just don't like the story of the sequels. They're not a fan of the characters. That's completely fine. But in terms of, you know, filmmaking, cinematography, just action, pacing, script, the sequels are easily better. I mean, just look at Rotten Tomatoes. Rise of Skywalker didn't do quite good, but Last Jedi and Force Awakens were certainly really good movies, and the prequels were certainly really good Star Wars movies. So, again, I don't hate any era of Star Wars, but if I had to do a little hot take, I'd say that the prequels are terrible movies, but the story is by far the best in the prequels. Favorite Star Wars movie and quote, and do you know something about potential Battlefront 3? So the first one, my favorite quote is easily, I am your father from Darth Vader and Empire Strikes Back. That quote defined what we see as a movie spoiler. It defined that was the biggest plot twist in all of cinema, I'd honestly say. Because that was the first one, and that completely blew everyone away. No one saw it coming. Literally no one. Pretty much, that quote is used in pretty much every single Pixar movie right now, or at least a plot twist similar to that. Someone revealing that, oh, I'm related to the hero, I'm the villain, I'm actually your father. That's used so often now that it's quite annoying, but the original, it will always be so amazing. Like, I wish I could rewatch Empire Strikes Back for the first time in theaters in 1980 and just have my mind completely blown when Darth Vader said that. And in terms of potential Battlefront 3, no. I do not know anything. No one knows anything. The only people that know something are EA and the devs at DICE. All those leaks are fake. Any news video about Star Wars news is completely fake because there is no news on Star Wars games at all. So don't listen to anyone when they say something about Battlefront 3. I upload concepts because they're fun. You guys love seeing the concepts just so we can, you know, kind of see what heroes might look like in a future game. But in terms of the actual game, no, I have no idea what's going on with it. I don't even know if it exists. Being completely honest, I don't know if EA wants it to exist or they want the idea to like go to hell. I have no clue. What's your total game time? Now, I believe, I don't have a PS5, so I can't actually check, but I believe it's around 1,000 hours for Battlefront 2, and maybe like less than 500 hours for Battlefront 2015. I've been playing those two games a lot recently, a lot more, so my game time definitely skyrocketed up. So I think that's around that playtime that I have. Anyone with a PS5, if you could check, that would be absolutely amazing, but I think that's around the time I have on both games. Doggo Demon asks, when did you first become a fan of Star Wars? So, about 7 years ago, I think, we were having Thanksgiving dinner with family, and after it ended, I was pretty bored, so I was looking for something to do. They had a big shelf of movies with like pretty much every single movie on DVD and Blu-ray, and I saw Star Wars, and my brother told me I should watch it. I wasn't a fan. I didn't really know anything other than like Darth Vader and stuff, and the Empire and Stormtroopers. So I didn't really want to, but he sat me down, he forced me to watch episode 1, and thank God he did, because I absolutely loved it. And, you know, months went by, I would watch the other Star Wars movies. At the time, Force Awakens never came out, so I watched 1 to 6, and then, you know, I would watch the Lego Star Wars things, like Yoda Chronicles or whatever. I was a massive fan of those. Anyone remember Jack 14? That's what I used to watch. So I was a fan of Star Wars at an early age, and then a few years later, Force Awakens would come out and Rogue One. I love those movies. I would watch them in theaters. It was just awesome. What is your ranking for Star Wars movies? I absolutely love all the Star Wars movies, but if I had to put them in an order, it would probably be Phantom Menace last. 10th would be Attack of the Clones, but that movie is... Attack of the Clones is really funny. If you want to laugh, if you want to have a good time, watch Attack of the Clones. It's so funny. It's unintentionally a comedy. And then around 9th would be Solo. That movie was really different. That's why I liked it. Like, it was completely different to anything we got. 8 would be The Force Awakens. I didn't really love The Force Awakens. I absolutely loved it when I was a kid, but you know, when it first came out. But right now, like, it's not the #1 movie I'm gonna watch from the sequels. 7 would be Return of the Jedi. The only thing keeping that movie down is the Jabba's Palace whole thing, like that 30 minutes in Jabba's Palace. But everything else in the movie is really awesome. 6 would be The Rise of Skywalker. I absolutely love that movie in theaters. My love for it's kind of gone down, but I'll still watch it. I think it's so bad. Like, the movie is terrible. Like, it's easily the worst Star Wars movie, but I love watching it because it's like such a good, like, Star Wars finale in my opinion. And then 5 would be The Last Jedi. I think The Last Jedi is really overhated. It's easily the best movie out of all the sequels. I don't like anything on Canto Bight or whatever that casino planet is, but everything else in the movie is really fun. 4 would be A New Hope. It's a classic. I love it. 3 would be Revenge of the Sith. I absolutely love that movie. If my friends ask me to watch a Star Wars movie, I'm gonna put on Revenge of the Sith. It's so funny. But, you know, I've watched it so many times. Like, just like Phantom Menace for me. Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith I've probably watched the most, so that's why they're lower on the lists. 2nd would be Rogue One. I will never stop loving Rogue One. I think it is awesome. It's Star Wars at its finest, in my opinion. It's such a good movie. I just love it. Especially the last, like, an hour. Like, the last hour is incredible. And then first is Empire Strikes Back. Now, the only thing keeping me from watching Empire Strikes Back right now is the fact I watched it 2 weeks ago. So, I love all the movies. I'll honestly watch them whenever I feel like it. But the only thing keeping me from watching some of them is the fact that I've seen them recently. What country would you travel to and why? Your opinion on the Netherlands. I actually have been to Holland before. It was awesome. I think I was in Amsterdam or Rotterdam, one of those two. It was quite a while ago, and it was absolutely beautiful. One of the every single country in Europe in the West is absolutely beautiful. Like Belgium, the Netherlands, and Germany, they're absolutely beautiful. Such well maintained. I would love to live there. In terms of traveling, I really want to go to Spain and Italy. I've never been there before. And I would also really want to go back to Germany. I think I've been there once. Yeah, I've been there once for not a long time, maybe a day. And it was so beautiful. I would love to go back again. And I would love to go back to Poland too, because, you know, I'm Polish. So I would love to revisit it because Poland's honestly really nice. Do you like Hawaiian pizza? I've actually never had it in a while. I think it's been like around a year or 2 years since I've had Hawaiian pizza, so my opinions have obviously changed. If I'm being honest, the idea is really, really dumb because it's like pineapple on pizza sounds absolutely ridiculous. I mean, pineapple is sweet and you're putting it on a pizza. But the last time I've had it, it was honestly not that bad. So I'm gonna say that the idea is really dumb, but it tastes alright. Like, there's nothing really bad about the taste. Who are some YouTubers you would love to collab with? Two of the ones that I'm thinking of right now that I've absolutely been dying to like talk with again are probably Vorpal and Night Solo, honestly. Both of them are super chill guys, and if any of you are watching right now, you know, we could you know, Among Us is available, we can do an Among Us tournament. I don't know, something like that. But it would be quite fun, and I maybe they'd be down, but you know, you never know. Igor Dombrovsky asks, what's your favorite food? And that is easily a medium rare sirloin steak. George Swift asks, who is your favorite soccer team? Mine is Bayern Munich. Honestly, I'm going to say the same. I am a massive fan of Bayern Munich. Not only because Lewandowski is my favorite player, but like I absolutely love that team. I also really like Juventus. I've kind of liked Juventus for a while now, but not as much as Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is by far my favorite. Daleks asks, how do you get your video ideas? And that is just through playtime, my man. While I'm playing as a hero, for instance, back last year, I'd be playing as a hero and I would die terribly. And I would be like, oh, I should do a compilation of every single death. And that's what made me think about Death Down this year. So all my videos, like all the hero concepts are just like me thinking about, oh, what if this happened? Or what if this character was added? And, you know, playing Battlefront 2015, again, just made me think of so many brand new video ideas that it just comes through playtime and brainstorming. Patrick Starr asks, who's your favorite Star Wars character? And to that, I have to say, just take a look at my YouTube profile picture. Who is your favorite member of the Bad Batch? I'm honestly going to have to say Wrecker. Not only is he hilarious, but he reminds me so much of Soldier from TF2 that it is unreal. Battlefront TVP asks for a face reveal. I was honestly thinking about doing one for this video, but I couldn't like manage to set it up because I don't have a face cam. I have a camera, so it would be a really a little bit awkward, honestly. If you do want to see a face reveal, I'll probably end up doing one on like casually on my Instagram. You can go follow that. The link will be in the description. But, you know, I'm probably not going to do face reveal for a lot of videos or show my face for a lot of videos. Like, I don't think I should do it for, like, hero guides or, like, ranking videos because that'll be kind of stupid. But might do it for, like, challenge videos or something like that. Is Battlefront 2 dead? Most definitely. I mean, there are still tons of people that play the game, but it is dead. The game is at an all-time low. And we're not getting any content anytime soon. So that the amount of players that keep playing the game is just going to keep going down and down and down. So that is going to do it for this video, guys. Again, thank you guys so much for 3,000 subscribers. It really means a lot. If you did enjoy this Q&A, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys next time. Bye, and may the force be with you always.